Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is our Grand Arena, the final match of the first week, Season 38. Last round was a pretty nice win. I think it was up against a 6GL opponent, if I'm remembering correctly. We did some decent testing, and all the planning that we set forth went pretty much according to my expectations. What I was really surprised and impressed by was how my defense performed. But I think partly what we were seeing here is an opponent who's a little less obsessive, doesn't spend as much time watching videos, or is familiar with different ways to set up squads. There were some weird things with some of the teams that were set on defense that makes me think that he's a little less familiar with some of the edge conditions. So here's how my defense performed. We got a hold with Newt and a hold with Hux, and that's a surprise hold. Usually that's a team that I expect to do nothing. I threw on the Omicron on First Order TIE Pilot, hoping that maybe it would boost this Gear 12 stuff that I don't want to invest in. Threw it on defense, and it's been pretty much doing nothing for me, so this is very much unexpected. Lower territory here, we get 4 attempts up against Melgus, and then 5 up against Maul. At that point, we've probably burned through a lot of his important teams and counters, and it's going to make things much more difficult. And this type of performance from my front wall is why we prevent the full clear. On the back wall here, where we can see Dash is still standing, and he stands up to 6 attacks without going down. That's without the Omicron and without additional relics. And this is why, Dash, I put on defense even though I don't have the same gear and relic investment as a lot of other players, and why I've held off on putting on the Omicron is he's a good character without it. He's much better, but there's the tiers of Omicrons, and the way that I think about them is there are the Omicrons that make a good team better, which for me, I try not to put on. If the team's already okay, then I want to use those Omicrons for other places, where the Omicrons I like to place are the Omicrons that allow for solo or create new squads where a squad didn't exist before previously, or an Omicron that significantly jumps the level of what a team can counter. Up top here with Fleet, I don't think he had an issue with Fleet. He had a pretty soft Fleet defense, so I think he had enough firepower to clear me. Yeah, 1-shots here. BlueStacks doesn't want me to scroll up, or that's a CG problem. I think that happens on my phone too. Now with this bracket, my final opponent is Real Dark Caius. You can see my first round opponent is right next to him here, Mini Impervious. He's a very strong player with a strong roster. Really, his relics are the thing that are most worth paying attention to, because his type of relics are what nullifies what I can do typically in Kyber 2. So my opponent this round is 5 GLs. That's going to be much easier for me to deal with. I won't have to go as deep with my counters, and I'll still be able to retain good squads. So that's a little bit more favorable for me. Relic units, you can see he's almost 40 less than my first round opponent. He's got more than me, but the additional 40 relics that Mini Impervious had is what was going to create problems. You can see in terms of depth at 177, that's not going to leave him too much room for taking multiple attempts if any of my defensive teams get holds. This is only 1 more than the second round opponent, Wes, so that gives you an idea of if my defense does overperform, he could potentially have some problems. I don't expect that to happen though. With the relic distribution here, he's pretty good in the tier 5, not as good as Impervious. A little better than me, but not in a range that I'm worried about, but pretty good for the bracket. The tier 7, same kind of deal. Better than me, good for the bracket, but not as good as Impervious. Tier 8 though, he actually is better than Impervious, and he has the most tier 8 relics of the entire bracket, and that we need to pay attention to, because depending on where they're placed, and it's probably all of his GLs, that can have the effect of stopping my non-GL counters, which is why it's so important for me why that is my current project, is to up the quality of my relics right now. now that I'm done with Jabba, Dr. Aphra, this is the current project. Make my teams stronger. Datacrons are at speeds. With speeds, you can tell he has a ton of 6-dot mods. When we look at the counts, he only has a small edge in the 15 plus and the 25 plus, and the 20 plus, I have the advantage. And when it comes to the overall quality, he's better than me, but not by too much. And that tells me a lot of his 6-dot mods weren't worth the resources. He could probably have gotten by in the 400 range or the 300 range and still had an excellent mod set. Datacrons, he's not really participating in on the same level, so that's another location where we'll have the advantage. No Jabba, no Rey, so no boost from a Swallow with a Rey squad. That's going to make things a bit easier for me. And no Melga, so probably no Swallow as well, because this tells me he's probably not participating in Conquest. Even players who are very inconsistent and not as engaged with Conquest usually have Melgas. Melgas really motivated a lot of the player base, and for him to still not have Melgas when we're approaching a year on Melgas' release, he's going to be added to Proving Ground soon. For him to still not have Melgas, it tells me some things. Paying attention to the Omicrons here, and I guess he's low on Omicrons, not too much for the bracket. There's actually a lot of people here with a low amount of Amis. Now, with the rest here, he's got the Radis Ami. He does not have the Dash one. He's got 3 on Starkiller. His Iden's looking good. He has Savage and Traya, which was not consistent for the bracket, so that is good. And then we're looking here at no Dr. Aphra, no Swallow, no Reva. No one had Reva in this bracket. And looking at the rest of this, his Maul is slower than mine, but his Cat is better. These other characters are pretty good. We're going to jump now to the Hotbot. With this information here, we're looking at the seriousness data. The undersizes and clears is what I like to highlight the most because it tells me whether or not they're going to play the game mode. And usually the higher these numbers, the better they know the game mode. Better they know certain kinds of counters, the more they use solos, the more that they understand both the game defensively and offensively. This is pretty good. The rest here, we've touched on most of this. We'll just scroll through it. We could really just stop showing the Hotbot information, but I just like how it presents it. So we're going to keep going with it, at least quickly. A cursory look. Looking at his speeds in detail. The reason I do this, again, is because it gives me an overall idea of the quality of his modding, not just the quantity. So the more characters who are above 300 speed, the more I can trust that my opponent is modding characters correctly and well. So his dash is right around 302. His Grief Karga is at 300 on the nose, and his Malik is at 299. So he has only 26, which is pretty good, but we've seen far scarier rosters. So considering the quantity of mods that he has, he could be better modded, but the characters who are below are kind of fine. His Vader might need to be faster, but other than this, he's got a lot of the key characters above 300 speed. Now with defense here, nothing changed on my end. It looks like he's not going to be participating. We have less than 2 hours left. He has only attacked 1 squad, and I think that's where it was last night. So I think he's done. And from his guild name, he's going to be in Italy. He's probably at work because it is, I think, early morning in Italy, or maybe midday at the latest. But we'll click through a couple of these things, show you a couple of these mods since some of these teams, not mods, but Datacron, since a few of these teams got some nice holds. Turn meter here with the basic resetting cooldowns. Do I have 2 of those? What did I put on Jabba I thought I put that on Jabba usually. Okay, so preventing revives. I do it differently in Territory Wars. Yeah, that's just nothing special. And the back wall. And fleet is same as always. We're not going to go into it. It's just Executor, Negotiator, and Chimera. Only difference this week is a lot of the Chimera pilots, Thrawn, Sith Marauder, and someone else I took up to relics to make the fleet stronger. Forget the other pilot there that would have been important. Now with his defense and what we've been doing lately is at least twice a week we've been doing some Grand Arena prep for my opponents over on Twitch. And thank you to everyone who's been supporting that. I've appreciated all the follows and building out that Twitch portion of the Still Plays Empire a little bit. With the defense here, we planned out my attack strategy in advance. We've been doing that lately over on Twitch. On the off days of Grand Arena, I'll do a 1 to 3 hour Twitch stream. I'd like to do it a little shorter, but they've turned into some longer streams where we've been doing some informal content over there. And thank you everyone who has been following and joining those streams and helping build out that aspect of the content that we're trying to put out. Just less formal things that are just where you can ask me questions. We've been doing roster reviews and we'll continue to be doing that. Really Tuesdays and Saturdays is kind of what it's falling into. Also conquest feats, things like that, showing you guys how I've been approaching them. Now, what we have been doing here, what we got to deal with is Palpatine, Starkiller, Bad Batch, Qui-Gon, Grievous. The plan I set forth, we're going to do Inquisitors up against Qui-Gon, CLS up against the Bad Batch. Grievous is just we'll take like Night Sisters or Wampa. And then the Starkiller squad will throw my Grievous up against it. Down below, we look at Lord Vader and Darth Revan, along with Traya and Dash. All of this was in his Grand Arena history, so nothing's unexpected here. And we'll be doing JMK up against Lord Vader, Gas up against Darth Revan. We'll probably take Traya up again, or not Traya, we'll take JML up against Traya. We might need to clean that up, or we might throw something else up against it. And Dash here, we will just throw Starkiller at it. But we will get started at the top. Actually, let's do the GL. Yeah, this is how I have to do it, and it's why my current project, we have two different things we need to be doing. One, of course, is adding relics and strengthening up non-GL counters like my Fennec, because it would be nice to be able to throw Fennec at this instead, but it's also why I am making incremental progress over towards Sith Eternal Emperor, which is part of the reason why the pilots that I added relics to for the Chimera, those happen to be the pilots that were also Sith Eternal Emperor requirements, prerequisites. Now, let's see here. I like to use, yeah, here we go, Tenacity. I actually, here's something we'll do over on the Twitch, is we'll slice up some of these datacrons, figure out which ones I want to be using. I kind of wish I had more materials for it, though. Just realizing some of that audio might be a little higher. I had the audio higher for some other purposes, and then these playthroughs need to be a little quieter. Okay. Does he have the right datacron? Yeah, he's got the right one. There goes the one. Let's clean up. Get a healing immunity over on Maul, and hopefully we can take him out before he becomes a concern. Vader. Leave him alone, Vader. I'm going to throw this on Kenobi only because he's going to take a turn and I should have just thrown it on JMK. I was thinking about it too much. Because I wanted the ability block off of him. But now he has ability block again, so it doesn't matter. So I would have been better off just putting it on JMK and getting to the ultimate quicker. I might regret that. Okay, there's the sacrifice. Here's the ultimate. Some offense up for everyone. Down goes Maul. Let's see if we can handle Vader. Thrawn's annoying, but not a problem. I'm gonna save that. Okay, see if we can burn through Royal Guard. Yeah. Did it now because he's gonna land it. Okay, no ability blocks actually. It's fine. Take him out. Oh, we got days. That's right. We have a minute left now to handle the rest of this. We might switch to auto, but for at least a couple turns, maybe until we get an ability or a armor shred on, or 2 armor shreds. Just because I know the auto is not going to play it the way I would. Come on, I need to hit auto now. I'm out of time. I said auto. We'll have to clean it up, but that's okay. But this is why things like relics matter. I've got relic 6 on my GMK, relic 5 on my cat, and we're going up against a relic 8. And these are the things that happen when you don't have the appropriate amount of relics. Now that meant I could complete projects like having Dr. Aphra earlier than a lot of players, but it means that I am lacking elsewhere, and that's where I'm paying for it. Now, let's just clean it up now. Fennec, we'll do Bosk, Zam, Grief, and we'll throw in Boba Fett. We're not going to use him otherwise. And if you're a player who is who has fewer GLs than a lot of their opponents, characters like Fennec are critical. If you're free to play, if you are always at a GL deficit, you have to go after these non-GL counters. It's pretty critical. Everyone's got days, so there's no benefit. I need to... Here we go. This will be contract. Reset the frenzy. Mass assist. There we go. I'm going to be taking Fennec up to like... She's Relic 7 right now. I'm going to take her up higher. She'll go to Relic 8. She's worthy. We're going to gas Darth. I might do some weird stuff this time. There's something I want to check out. And I know it's not going to work, but I'm curious about something. I watched a video from... He was on the Twitch stream, T-Bone Kelly, I believe was his name. He did some interesting stuff with Padme up against Traya. And what was interesting to me with the footage that he sent me was that before Traya even got a turn-off, Padme was getting some pretty extreme amounts of stacks of courage. So there's something within the mechanics there that might be boosting the courage in a way that might make Padme a cheaper counter. That's it. Kind of got through gas a little fast. Already to the sacrifice. And we lose a body. So there's Relic 6 on Fallen, Relic 7 on Malik. Okay, so we eliminate Fallen. All right. Oof. Why you gotta be like that, man? Let's take out Malik. Okay. Low banners, but it's fine. Now dash here. My plan was Starkiller. Do I still want to do that? I'm keeping Dr. Aphra on the sidelines. You know what? I could do Dr. Aphra up against Traya, I think. Maybe. I actually have no idea. Maybe. Yeah, okay, let's just stick with the plan. Although I could do like Jedi Knight Revan. I just want the Jedi with JML. Let's not do that. Let's just, we'll go by, we're sticking with the plan. Oops. Okay. Stun and Dispel. We'll throw the staggers everywhere. That'll give us enough bonus turn meter. We can hit dash before dash does an AoE and wipes out my team. Or not the whole team, but he'd wipe out Visas no problem. And now the head's lopped off and we're done. Like from here, it's easy. Just pick off the targets who are going to be annoying. Call the assist over on the shatter point with Starkiller to get the stacks of Unleashed that we're probably not even going to use. Let's do it. Great. Now let's just think through this again before I make any mistakes. What I'm expecting on the back wall is JTR, Iden, Night Sisters. That's what is used in the past. Up top, we just have, what, Grievous, Qui-Gon, Bad Batch, and his Starkiller. We got weapons. Yeah, we're gonna do the thing. I just want to see what happens. Well, let's see if I have enough relics, because if I don't have enough relics, it might not even be worth trying out. I kind of don't. Because all these other characters I want to use elsewhere. There's just not enough of a team left. Yeah, we're not going to do it. I'll probably have like a Clone Wars Chewie pretty soon that I'd be willing to try it out on. Maybe next week if the opportunity presents itself, maybe we'll do it. We're going to bring in Jolie, but with Annihilate, it's less important. Old Ben might be an option. Let's do... No. Let's do this one. Do I have one that... Okay. I don't think I got enough reroll mats for the Datacrons. Okay, let's see here. We're gonna AoE it. Now, I did this before, and what was the determination I made? I was going after Nihilus was a waste, because he just gets supercharged. I think we go after Traya. Okay. This got a little wonky last time I did it. I've only been able to try this out once. I don't usually see this squad. There's no point in stunning him, so I'm not doing it. I guess it lands like... It lands something else, but... Okay. Oh, you know what? I need to go after Talon. This is not the way to do this. I might regret this. That's fine. Starting to get worried about the clock. Oh my god, give it me. My direct focus. Come on. I need my direct focus. We are running out of clock. Oh, come on. Alright, we're getting out of here. Because it doesn't matter. If once we take out Traya, she's going to come back. Even if we were, and we're not going to do it in that amount of time. Yeah, that's not good. I don't like wasting a GL like that. Okay. I wonder if we could do my own Traya. The CLS without the assists, the Traya lead just might really devastate them. I think we're going to try Dr. Aphra. I just have no idea how or what it's going to do. I'm a little worried about it because of all the debuffs. It's the type of synergy that might cause problems. But it's my best team without a dedicated purpose right now. And you know what? This is not going to work. I know this isn't going to work. I very much hope to be wrong here. Come on, can we take out Cyan? Awesome. Great. Okay. What? Oh, the tank revive. Come on, man. Take out Talon. Take out Talon. Take out Talon. Finally. Okay. Throw an armor shred. I mean, we could have waited, but I think we'll take him out now. Perfect. Okay, I should have just done this to begin with. I'm gonna miss this Datacron. It doesn't matter. All this is gonna get dispelled. Thank you for taking out the wrong person. You can't take out Nihilus first because he gets supercharged and impossible to kill. Because of the Scion synergy. But now that Scion's gone, I don't need to worry about it. Probably, maybe I should have gone after Scion and not Traya last time. Or what I should have done was wait to use direct focus not on Traya until and go after Talon, but for some reason I didn't even feel like Talon was there. Okay, fine. Now JTR, Iden, Night Sisters with Nest is what I'm expecting on the back wall. And that's what we got. Which we'll see how that goes. I want to do some testing there. It might be a mess. Because the relics are good, but we'll clear this top territory, then we'll go down. What? Oh, BB-8, 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 BB-8. Bye, buddy. I don't like how this is going. Yeah. This is why you haven't seen me use this counter too much. I just don't feel like my characters are at the right level. Yeah. It's fine. All right. We're going to win regardless, so we might do some risky things. Not that this is one of them. I'm just wondering if maybe I don't use Chupio where I wanted to use him. The only issue is I don't know if I have another Bad Batch counter. We haven't done this in a while, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do my Gear 11 Bad Batch. Another one of those high-risk ones that can work. Alright, Tech, do your thing. I'm just trying to... Well, I want to land buff immunity here on IG 100. That's this one, right? No. And I don't care about it. It's this one. No. Alright. We AoE get our buffs. I'm going to AoE again. I'm going to throw Adaptive Learner, the zeroed in, onto him. Oh, this is the buff immunity. Okay, we'll throw buff immunity here. It might not even come into play, but... we need to... Here's the big move, although we usually have more progress on B2 by now. A little worried that in AoE... Okay, we're good. Here, I always swap with Omega, because Omega is what makes this more reliable when you're dealing with Gear 11. Because right here, we get the protection up. Oh. We'll have to clean it up. There's a chance that we won't, but in all likelihood. Yeah, we're cleaning it up. Don't die. Jeez. There's just no other option than Shupio. We just gotta do it. We got to do it. I still want to figure out what this can... how high this can go. But I keep using it on things that CLS without the data crown would have beat. Let's blow up Echo. Uh-oh. I think we're going to freeze. Blue Stacks is going to fail on me. The Jawas are getting involved. Please beat this. Why is it going to be this kind of day? Just go on auto. Alright, I need to let this time out because it's probably going to freeze before I can take anybody out. This sounds like Omega just went down. Yeah. Oh my god, please. Please, 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 please. Alright, we got this thing popped up, so I think that means it's not counting my battle. We're going to restart, and that might prevent a full clear. Now we're in for the moment of truth. Yeah. Alright, we're not getting full clear. We're not clearing that bad batch. The battle did not register, which is what happens when the Jawas decide to join. We'll clear everything else, though, and just play it as if it did. It's a win regardless. We'll do some testing now, though. What I wanted to see... I want to see what Cere Junda does up against JTR. A little concerned about the AoEs, but there's minimal AoEs here. Although, Asajj is the other place to test it, but we're going to go with this. I just want to try out these new characters and see what happens. Because what we're really trying to determine here is we're just trying to establish the power level. We're strength testing. We brought them up against a weak Geo squad last round, and they worked out fine. Kind of wish I had someone other than Kylo to put with them. Maybe we'll do Second Sister this time. Just to make it a little bit harder for them, because I feel like the AoE from Kylo helps a lot. Alright. Finn is really the problem child here. See, look at that hit she just took. Yeah, it's not enough. There's too much. But that's really impressive. She's 3 stars and took like 3 or 4 hits before going down. That's very promising to me. Let's see if we can get a nice hit here. She'll be getting better as this goes on if we're able to last long enough. Although I also need to make some of these other characters slower. Because I think everybody needs to be slow, not just Cere Junda and Kestis. Okay, we take out somebody, but she's at relics, so that's less impressive to me. That's not good. There goes Cal. Yeah. All right. It's we still haven't really figured out where or how we're going to use them. They definitely don't punch up like I would want them to or hope. But we have more unaligned force users coming. But I still think it's promising that they can take some hits. There might not be the characters to pair with them, but I think they on their own are at least viable from a survivability standpoint. And maybe with some additional unaligned force users, there'll be a team that can be utilized. All right, we're gonna do Tuskens here. We could do Tuskens up against JTR, but I'd rather give the Tuskens something. Yeah, this should be fine. Because momentum's not going to be affected by Asajj. This will probably go pretty poorly. But I want to see it. Okay, we lose one friend. Not an important one. Get that momentum going. Don't die on me. Okay, good, good, good. Heal up a tiny bit. Oh, we're going to lose him now. Alright, that's it. There's no way to win without Warrior. Not the squad for them. Alright, let's just start blowing up some of these things. We're going to Wampa this. That's why I saved Wampa. Although, wait. Maybe we do something different. Maybe we do some testing. We're going to attempt a Savage solo. Because Savage will beat this, can solo this, at weaker levels. And definitely... So I want to see how Savage does up against this version, because this is like a middle level, and there's no Shore Trooper, and Shore Trooper is part of the is a major nuisance. So without Shore, this might be possible. I want to see. Although, now that I think about it, I wonder how Shore would have done up against the Bad Batch. Because all those debuffs wouldn't have stayed. The lockable buff is only on like separatist or droid units. It wouldn't have affected Savage. Next time I'm gonna try and remember that. We don't see Bad Batch on defense very often though. But if I see him again, I think I want to test out a Savage. I feel like he might be able to do it. Oh, is the taunt gone? No, it's still there. We just got to auto. Maybe we just stay focused on Stormtrooper. Because they don't have much recovery without Shore. We're going to be stuck behind this ton anyway. We could go elsewhere. And so TIE fighter pilots here, the reason he is there is to stop Wampa solos. Because he throws tenacity down, which then allows for Iden to win. Which I guess if that taunt comes off, that's somebody we can take out quickly. I need to take him to higher relics. It's just Savage can do some very interesting things. He's just not a damage dealer. Okay, he went down easy. Stormtrooper's probably going to start taunting again in a second. Yeah. I wonder, maybe if this taunt comes down one more time. The problem is he's going to get faster and faster, and it's going to be easier and easier for him to leave the taunt up. Take him out. Oh, fine. Come on. See, I think I want a Relic 7 Savage. Anything to boost his damage output. Come on, come on. Do it, do it, do it. We're just doing very little to get through Storm. I know I've beaten weaker versions of him, but he's probably we're probably seeing a version that is too much for Savage's damage output. Come on, come on, come on. Let's take him out, take him out, take him out. Come on. Do it. Don't taunt. Don't taunt. Don't taunt. Come on. Let me do it. Come on. Yeah. At a certain level, like you see, there's no way for them to win, but at a certain level, Savage plateaus with his damage output where he can't handle them anymore. And I feel like if it's a mix of relics and non-relics, then Savage might still be able to win, but if it's like, I feel like if it's like Relic 3 across the board, it starts being at a level where it's too much for Savage. Although Savage, that's the closest Savage got. Yeah. Interesting. You can see though, if Shore was there, it would, no shot. But what I am remembering, yeah. We can blow it up with Wampa now. Let's just blow it up. The only thing is, how am I going to beat that Starkiller now? Alright, we're going to try some things. I just want to keep... We've been doing some Qira Hondo stuff up against... Although... I kind of want to see what Hondo would do up against. Now, with the stagger and everything... I don't know. We'll do Hondo here. Oh, I forgot about Zorii. We'll do some Zorii testing as well. Alright, I'm going to throw this on... Let's do it on Asajj. Critical thing here is to just not attack anyone with capture to start. So we're going to hit Talia up. Okay. Now we need to not die until... Okay, there we go. Capture's off. I've got 12 stacks of ransom. Now I can attack whoever I want. We're going to go after Talia first. Just because I think I want to get to an advantage. Not an advantage, but I want them to lose their advantage. Nope, we're not going to make it. Come on. Maybe we will make it. There's a lot of stuns, though. Stuns do affect this a bit. We need to get way higher on our stacks. Let me take a turn. Perfect. All right. I need to get him faster. All right, we'll throw capture on Asajj. There. And right now he'll counter because he has outmaneuver. Ooh, right there. Here's our chance to take out Nest. Perfect. He maxes out at 50 stacks, and at 50 stacks, we're going to be pretty awesome. We'll throw capture on this guy. That should, maybe it won't stop the foresight, but it'll stop him from doing some things. Boom. See, I love Hondo. Like, it's a low banner. Oh, this was second attempt, but still, it's a low banner thing regardless because you lose the entire squad in order to get him to work. But it's very effective up against a lot of things. All right. I had a thought in my head a moment ago. Well, that thought was Hondo. I wasn't going to do Hondo here. I think we're going to do... I think what we're going to do is I want to do Zorii up against... We'll do it up against JTR. I think, or do I think Zorii would be better? Now that turn meter to start for Iden's going to be a problem. But here we'll do... I think far too many players are ignoring Zorii. If you have GL Ray, you should have Zorii. Because you can throw Zorii in with your Finns and Poes and all the other characters. Zorii is perfectly viable at low stars. Now, I say that, but I might still lose this. We're going to recover. We're going to call in everybody. Most people have some tenacity up, but I think I'm going to keep going. Throw up some more exposes. We're going to keep getting that turn meter going. More mass assists. Hit the expose. Can we get stun? No. There's no expose to make this work well, but what does the basic do? Sure. So, sure, it's a cleanup situation, and I don't think they would have beaten both the resistance heroes, because the additional AoEs and stuff probably would have been enough, but they're still very good. And if you had relics on them, if you had a GL Ray, they would have won. I know what my thought was. Okay. So we'll probably throw Wampa there, but we're going to keep going. I still want to see if we can maybe get to something resembling a full clear. Oh, he's playing, huh? Well, if I lose this because of Jawas, I'm going to be very upset. See, the thing is, if it was just Grievous, we could beat it with Akbar. Is this not our situation? Here's what I want to try. This is more of a Hail Mary than anything, but no, we can't do it now because he's attacking. Because I was going to throw Wampa here, but Wampa, I might need to clean up Iden. What I do want to try is Traya here. For some reason, I feel like Traya might be able to beat this. Yeah, I think this should work. And if it doesn't work, it's because they're Gear 12. But I think I got a shot here. Okay. AoE. See, it would be really nice to throw this at like Starkiller right now if the Jawas didn't eat this battle. We're gonna throw the isolate here to prevent the taunt, but we're gonna focus on Echo now. Basic to land Pain. Okay, puts everyone back under stealth. Go after Scion. They may have triggered the Annihilate from Nihilus. We'll see in a moment. No, not quite. Don't. We're not doing that. Don't. No. Oh, right. Fine. Okay, jeez. I should have thrown Annihilate over here. I'm saving the AoE. Not the Annihilate, the Isolate. It's not over yet, but it's not looking good. I think with relics, though, this is a win. I'm going to do this here. I'm cooldowns on Marauder, because Marauder might have his big hit. Oh, come on. I should have done it on Scion. This is a gear situation. With more gear, this was a win. Like they can't. They're probably not going to beat the rest of me, but with more gear, like relics on my Nihilus, we wouldn't have lost Nihilus, and we would have been able to annihilate Wrecker or Echo. But if we would have been able to take out Wrecker, then we could have just targeted who we wanted. Please let me take it. No. No. Come on. Go down. Yes. Okay. Don't die. Without Echo, we can probably clean this up. If I get another chance to do things, I'm going to try and take out Omega. We get very little time, though. Come on, let me take her out. No! Okay. Let's clean up this stuff. We might still be able to do that. We're going to just Wampa. Maybe we won't Wampa. What can I do here? Just my Akbar thing is not going to work until we have one more body gone. And I don't want to do something expensive. What if we do... What if we look at some droid situation? What's my droid situation? Actually, maybe... Because we don't have to take out Newt first. These are terrible. I'm going to save the Wampa attack. Because I want him to feel like he can stop playing. But let's check out where he's at. Alright, he's going to clear it. We're just going to Wampa it then. If I knew he was going to play, I wasn't going to test. Right. I'm going to throw in troopers here. They might be able to beat this now. But the preloaded turn meter might ruin it. See, I'm resistant to using Wampas right now up against that Iden, because I feel like there's a chance, like a small chance, that JTR could beat it at this point. Alright, we survived the preloaded turn meter. Let's do our AoE. Let's do the stagger. AoE. See if we can take out Omega and get this train going. Omega's going to be slightly easier than Wrecker. And now with the additional turn meter and stacks, Wrecker will be a lot easier. Okay. Awesome. JTR could also beat this thing, though. Do I think Bastilla could do this? What Jedi do I have left? What if we did some nonsense like this? Can this clean this up? Come on. Taunt. Don't want to lose anybody who matters. There we go. Auto. Great. He's got 2 left, 2 easy ones left. I'm going to throw JTR in here. Because I don't think I have another option up against... What if I did Nest? I don't think I have another option up against... Starkiller. Let's just do like this kind of nonsense. Because there's a few things going in on here. We can ignore taunt here. We've got a dispel. Let's pull turn meter from death. We'll throw, yeah, let's work on Death Trooper. Force a taunt. Perfect. Okay. We'll strip turn meter from Stormtrooper. Force our taunt again and take out Stark. Perfect. I love JTR Swallow. No, that's not allowed. Dispel? Yeah, that can't be dispelled. Or why can it be dispelled by some abilities and not others? Seems a little nonsensical. Armor Shred. Why did that take him out too? Does that dispel first? It throws a buff at... Oh, yeah, I don't know. Okay. Now we're in the problem situation. Yeah, he cleared the territory. No, he hasn't cleared the territory. Where is he standing? He's gonna beat that, no problem, and he'll clear it. And I don't think I have a way to clear this Starkiller anymore. God, I wish I had that JML team. I would just wasted that JML up against that Traya. Alright, I need a miracle. Let's see if we get it. Wait, what's the... Yeah, it's turn meter. I want all the stats and the turn meter is what I'm hoping for. But we're probably just going to get hit by a bunch of staggers and days and never get our chance. Because this kind of works in 3v3 and 5v5. This doesn't really work. Come on, let me do it. Come on. This damage immunity is going to be really irritating to me. Okay. Counter him to death. 1. Come on, counters. Boom. Oh, we gotta take him out now. Take him out. Perfect. These. Awesome. 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 There's our full clear. Or we might run out of time. We got 15 minutes left. Let's do this. Let's do this. You trying to stop me, Jawas? We are going to win this. All right. Where is he with fleet? Jawas try and screw me. All right, we got an executor. We got what? Or no, that's Finalizer. I mean, he's got everything he needs on offense though too. We'll do Profundity. No, we'll do Profundity up against the Chimera. No, let's just do Malevolence. Profundity up against Rebels and whatever. That Traya team actually came in pretty clutch. It salvaged that Bad Batch fight by being able to take out Echo. We wouldn't have been able to clear it otherwise. Let's stun it. Awesome. He has everything he needs for offense, though, for fleet, because he saved it all. We're going to need a little help. I might still lose on banners, but at this point I'm fine losing on banners. Although we could have won if I didn't assume he wasn't going to play. I hope I chose the right route for this. Maybe I should have done Profundity up against the Finalizer, Scythe up against Rebels. I don't know. But he's largely ignoring fleet. And he doesn't have Profundity. So he needs to take out my Executor with his Executor. He can do Malevolence up against Negotiator. Nah, he can win. He can do it. If any of those ships get a hold, though, it's going to really help me out. Let's check it out before we do our final battle or battles. Just let me scroll up, CG. Okay. I don't think we're going to get lucky there. Just Scythe, Gauntlet, TIE Fighter. This is how we've been splitting them up. There's other ways to do it, but I don't think the Chimera is as good without the TIE Bomber. And I want my defense to be as strong as possible. I'm okay making this a little weaker if my Chimera is better. Because I'm not using this up against the Profundities and the Executors. And this is still pretty good. Hopefully he's feeling the pressure now. The pressure that I was feeling about 20 minutes ago when I realized he was playing. Seriously, MG100? That's an interesting choice. Don't die on me, bud. Alright, we do a little wobble, heal up a bit, we're good. if I get a hold. See, the thing, he can still beat me on banners even if I get a hold. I need to prevent a full clear. But at least we got our full clear in some pretty nightmarish circumstances. Okay. Let's check him out. Okay, he cleared it. Man. All right. Congrats to Caius. He cleared that fast. That's disappointing. This is why I need to improve relics and things. I just don't have the quantity that I need, which is preventing me from throwing down things like Datacrons and setting down a strong enough defense. He also only put 1 GL on defense where he had another 4 for offense to clear things. We'll hopefully I hold on to Kyber too, because it's a tentative position. But we'll be back next week. In the meantime, we'll have my quarterly speculation video is due, so that will be out soon, and we'll be doing things over on Twitch on the off days, as well as getting out other videos here. But thank you for watching. Be safe out there, everyone, and be excellent to each other. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.